Hello everybody, I'm back and I'm here today to talk about Amelia AI and the newest branch of the tree, Amelia. This one will be talking about Amelia Co-Author. Previously, we created a feature that will help readers reach the content that they need to reach easier with Amelia document search. So now we want to switch over and give something for the editors. In this video, I will be going through the main features of the Amelia Co-Author functionality. And without further ado, let's get on with the show. So first off, we want to go in and show you how to actually activate Amelia Co-Author. And you might notice that I've become mini Stefan, and that is because we need to have room for everything going on here. So I will try to guide you through the journey. Step one, of course, you need to have it activated, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But besides that, if Amelia Co-Author is activated on your site, of course the page needs to be in draft. Besides that, it's very simple to activate it. So now let's find some text we want to run through AI, and we'll grab this beautiful list here. As soon as you have anything highlighted on a page, you will see the sparkly AI button. And if we click the sparkles, click, then Amelia Co-Author will spin up and you'll see it in this beautiful dialog box here. And you'll see the text we're currently working with. Now, you can ask it almost anything and you can make it do a lot of things. And of course, AI in general is quite interesting because it can fluctuate what result you get from asking questions, and getting to know to ask the right question can give you much better results. So that is why when we started working with this, we actually predefined questions in the AI to make especially the journey for new users a lot easier. So first off, we have content. And if you click that, you'll see that we have expand text, proofread spelling and grammar, rewrite in a different way, shorten text, simplify technical language, and summarize text. And these are of course prompts to the AI that will affect the content we're currently working with. Now, on top of this, I need you to know that Amelia Co-Author knows that it's in an aviation environment. And it knows it's working with documentation. So it is able to give very good answers, or quite good answers, according to, of course, the content and the prompts it's getting. But it is aviation weighted. So, for example, if I choose expand, and this could work on like a bullet list of single words as well, and Amelia will process it and give you an expanded text. So in this case, we will see that it now expands the content with a lot more. So if you just have single buzzwords, then Amelia can go through that and process it into text. Also, of course, before we go super deep, if I give it another prompt, we can rephrase as well. So it will just have it try again. So I can rephrase it and it will reword it. That is the first one. And one of the other ones I want to show you, I'm not going to go through all of them, but we can also rewrite in simplified technical language. And the AI will then use that and try to make it simplified technical language for everybody who needs that. As I said, this opens a lot of doors, and the beauty here is we've had a lot of requests on AIs regarding spelling and grammar and proofreading, but also having similar wording in content. So if multiple people are working on this, they can utilize this tool and get a more similar wording throughout all documents. Jumping in on format. Format is quite special to me because this came out of us testing the AI, asking it questions, getting responses, and starting to work and test with lists and tables and all these things. So for example, we can ask the AI, create a table with each item in its own row and the left column, counting each row. And you can ask, of course, whatever you want. And if we send this, the AI will work a little bit, and then we will get a beautiful table with these things. And of course, if we want to, and we can actually start modifying this table. So in this case, the content is very close to the left side, so we can write add left side padding 3 pixels. with a little bit of a thing there. So now we're getting a little bit of left side padding, and you can start asking and requesting quite a few things for this, because our AI is quite good both with HTML and CSS, so you can do quite a lot of things with your tables that could be cumbersome in any other case. Also, the beauty with AI is that it understands typish, so I can do typos and it will still understand what I mean, most often at least. So let's just have a look at what we can actually do with format, because all of these things we started testing and working with, and we've created quite good prompts for these, and you will find them under format. So here, if you're working with tables, you can ask it to add borders, remove borders, collapse borders, meaning that borders will become a 1-pixel border, remove inner borders if there are any of those. We can add table headers, adapt column widths and so forth, and even convert to a list, which takes us to lists that can be converted to a table, so you can flip them back and forward. Also, we can remove paddings and margins if any of that is there, and remove hidden spaces, and even ensure design consistency to make sure that it works in web manuals, and much more. So this gives us quite a lot of power, and we can also ask it to add a gray background color to every second row. And if we do that, then it will be processed. But of course, the first one is the header, so that doesn't count. And every other row will become gray, and much more. After looking at it, I see that the gray color is barely visible in our video. So let's ask the AI to make it darker. Make the gray background darker. And then now it should turn up the darkness. We can do it one more time, and now it knows what we're talking about, so now we can get aggressive, even darker. Like so. And we should see it tune up the darkness one more time, and slowly but surely it's joining the dark side. There we go. So with that, you can prompt your way to things that you want and need. Now, taking us further in the journey, we'll talk about compliance. Onto compliance. Through testing and prompting, we realized that our AI is very capable of finding compliance references that actually are regulations and connecting them to the text that we have, or at least tying it together. So let's give that a shot right now. Now notice that this pre-made prompt is built towards EASA, but our intent is for the future that the AI will look at your site and define which compliance libraries you have active, and thereby make the connection. But for now, this is pure EASA. So it'll think through it, and it will find where we have potential matches, and then it will connect the matches into our text right here. So we'll be able to see it in the text. Of course, if you're working from the States or anywhere else, let's say you need FAA or IOSA, you can simply write the prompt for now, but we will increase the capabilities of the AI in the future. Now, let's talk about templates, shall we? And to do that, I've done a little bit of TV chef magic, because I have prepared a little bit beforehand. As you can see, I've prepared a little bit of text here that matches one of our modules. So to do that, let's talk about the templates first, and I'll tell you what this is all about. So templates originated from an idea that we can take content and match it into some of our information structures. For example, the MEL functionality and the checklist functionality. And if you have raw text, it will be able to inject it into those tables. But why not take it further? Why not go that extra step? So we added on custom modules as well. So underneath the gray bar here, you will see the custom modules that are on this specific site, and they will of course be your custom modules. So for example, for memo, if I have text just in a raw list like this, and I choose memo, it will then take the custom module and try to insert the text that I have given it. So now it fills in the data in the custom module like so. And if I had more, it would then fill in the table as well, because that's part of the structure actually. This gives a lot of power to create a lot of content very, very fast without the need of having that content structured from the get-go. Movie magic! We are back at our table, and I just want to show you that it's very easy to see what have I actually done, because if you're doing multiple prompts after each other, you can kind of lose track of what did I actually start with. And we can go here to view difference. With that, we can see exactly what was added. So we added the table, we added this, we added the numbers, and all of this was added to our raw text. We can also choose to see it side by side. So we'll see the old raw text in the list, and we can see the new table we are ending up with. And if we're happy with this, or let's say we want to reuse whatever we came up with, we can actually choose to copy the content, and then you can actually paste it into multiple places, so you don't have to go through the full prompting every time you need this. Now, this takes me even further, because this takes me to the history. And with the history, we can see all the requests that we have done to get to the result that we have. So you can always go back. So if I go back to the compliance references and skipping the gray, I can actually go back to a rephrase I did where we only have the raw table without compliance, and we can go back to just having a table, or we can go back to our initial content. So we can always go back, and depending on where you start from, let's say we want to go here and then start asking, then it will skip the history underneath and just create a new history. So we can rewrite time, which is extremely powerful, of course. The only thing that is equally powerful is to reiterate time. So what does this mean? Well, it means that I can go up here and I can choose to save this conversation. So if I want to be able to easily and quickly get to the same result without the hassle, without the prompting, but for other content, of course, I can choose to save this conversation. So we will do this, and we will call it compliance table, and we'll click OK. When I do that, I get a new button that's called conversations. Now let's talk about conversations. All these are essentially AI macros that you're saving in your system that gives you the result that you need. So you can have multiple results that you can easily turn to, that you can use on other content throughout your documents. So let's try this on different content, shall we? So I close this one, and we'll grab just this list above. I love working with the lists, that's why we're working with lists. There we go, AI. And now I will ask it to run the conversation that we did before. So do the same things. Compliance table, and here we can see the steps that we're taking, and I can choose if it should ask one by one or if I want it to do all at once. And we'll do all at once for speed, because I know that, or I hope that this will give us the result that we want. So let's see. And now it's actually adding the regulations reference on the right side here in its own column. And why is it doing that? Why is it not doing exactly the same thing? Well, that's quite easy, because it's AI, and every time you ask it a question, it can be different. That is also why we have the rephrase button. So pushing that will send the same request, but can give a different result. So if you might want to tweak it a little bit, you can choose to rephrase. It'll send the same, and it might give you something else, or it might give you just the same. So this is a way to do small tweaks in case you need it. So you're happy with what you're getting, but you want it in a little bit of a different way, or you want to see what will the AI do now. Or of course, you can just simply write a whole new question or a new phrase for it, and then it will adapt to that. Now, let's talk about languages, shall we? Since we are working on a large language model, it makes sense, and we have a lot of customers all over the world with a lot of languages. Why not add in a language feature? So up here, you'll find the little globe, and it's set to auto detect the language. But you can also choose any specific language. And in this case, I only have English American, and that is because my site is set up to that. So whatever language you choose on your site, that language can be chosen as a language for Amelia as well. Of course, if you ask in a specific language, she will answer in that language as well. But you can actually predefine it to handle any specific language you want. And then even if you ask in one language, it will be results in the language that you have defined. We wanted to have that option for all of you around the world as well. One last feature I want to show you. And just like with everything else, this comes from inspiration of testing, prompting, playing, and then being inspired from that, right? So in this case, it was a longer conversation where we tried things and then we thought, hey, what if we can do this? So bear with me, please. Let's clear up this item here. And of course, I could select content to do something, but I can actually also just select nothing. So if I just select an empty space, it can also allow me to Amelia on this. So of course you can apply this to any content you want, but I just want to show you how it looks with a blank sheet. I have currently stored an image on my hard drive, which I have simply copied. And that means when I paste the image in here, we can see a miniature of this table, and I get a button that's called Convert Image. If I press this button, it will try to read whatever is in the image and reapply it in web manuals. Meaning that now we're getting a table that is built from an image, and it does it quite well, like so. Now in this case, again, with AI being fluctuating on results because it reads things differently, I see that actually I don't have the table around it. And of course we can just simply choose format and tables and borders, and we can choose add borders. Good. And then it will just run through it and add borders. In this case we have the good old double borders, which are standard HTML tables borders, and in this case we can choose to format once more and choose tables and then our borders, and then we can collapse the borders to make them a flat 1 pixel border that a lot of people prefer. So when you're working with Amelia Co-Author and you have some of these complex tables, maybe as an image, test it out and see how it comes in. That's all I had to show you, but keep in mind this text right here. Always check and double check on results that you get from AI, because the computer cannot be trusted. No, but it's very healthy to have a human being checking through the results, making sure that what you have is still valid, because we are allowing the AI to make changes to our content. And of course, you should have mind on that it is still what you need it to be. Our Amelia AI Co-Author runs on our servers on Bedrock, and it's a large language model. Now, the main thing for me to tell you here is that we do not connect to OpenAI, and we do not share data with OpenAI. We do not share data with any outside instance. And the prime thing here is that we do not pull information from any other sites, and we do not share your information with any other customer sites. So that means that whenever you prompt the AI for anything, it only looks in your data and the information that we give it rights to. And we do this to avoid sharing your data with anybody, cross-contamination information, and avoiding hallucinations. It's very important for us that your data is safe with us and we don't allow any access to it anywhere else. That was it. I hope you enjoyed it. And remember, this is only the beginning. We will keep improving both Co-Author, but also our search functionalities, and building even more AI features. And we are very excited to see how far this actually can go. Now, also remember, this is only the beginning for you, because you can prompt AI in ways that we haven't even thought of, that we haven't even tried. So you should actually go and test it out yourself. How do you do that? Well, talk to your sales rep or your CS rep and ask for a demo, and they will happily take you into the wonderful world of Amelia AI. On top of that, of course, I want you to empower your editors, give them more tools through this. I really believe that Amelia AI Co-Author is the way to take your editing to that next step, making your content uniform, making better models in a much faster, easier, and more agile way.